Hello guys, welcome back, welcome to the channel, welcome to this new video. Again, we're going to talk about Reiki. I did a poll on the channel just yesterday and I've had a lot of responses with regards to people wanting to have more videos about Reiki. So I'm doing what you're asking. I'm doing more videos about Reiki and about this beautiful healing art that is touching so many lives around the world and having an effect. Today's video, what we're talking about today, we're talking again a little bit about distance Reiki. Well, predominantly about distance Reiki. And do we actually need to know where the person is? Do we need to know their location when we're doing the healing? And this is something that I've pondered with for quite a while now. And the answer for me is no, we don't. We really don't need to know their location because we don't need to. It's not physical. We're not working in the realms of duality. We're not working in that linear realm. It is very much non-duality and very much non-physical. You know, we're working in the realms of energy. And it's become more and more poignant lately and evident for me with some clients recently that I've worked with that I wasn't really aware of their location in the world, and I thought, well, is this going to hinder the process? Is it going to have an effect? And the answer is no, it didn't, because it's not physical, and the way that it works, the only real way I can explain that it works is if you think of, I'm going to make a phone call to you and I pick up the receiver and I dial the number and the signal goes somewhere and then your phone rings wherever you are in the world, in the country, whatever. It's kind of like exactly the same sort of thing. It's obviously I'm not picking up a phone or picking up a receiver, but what I am doing is I'm tuning into the intention. So the intention, so if I'm picking up to phone somebody, the intention is there, I'm going to go and give such and such a ring. Sometimes as well, when that happens, you might have experienced this at some point in your journey, but you might think about somebody, or you might think, I must give them a ring. And then that day, they'll ring you, because they think, I was just thinking about you, I was just thinking about giving you a ring. You know, so it's very interesting how all this works, and this energy, the way this works, it works in exactly the same way. It's there. So when the intention and the clarity and the connection is there, it will happen. So I've set my intention to send the client Reiki. They are wherever they are within the world. So, for instance, they could be in America or Australia, Canada, or whatever country that they might be in. And they've made their appointment, they've booked their slot, they've booked their time, we've agreed on a day, time zone, all that sort of stuff. And they're laid down, ready for it, ready to receive the Reiki. But I don't know exactly where it's going to. I know it's going to that country, but I don't know the town or anything like that. I just know that it's going there. But that is irrelevant because they're already open to receive it. So I've got the name of the person that it's going to, and that's as much as I feel that I need. And that's now what I feel is the beauty of Reiki. Sometimes we might need to know, obviously, the time zone because they might be 10 hours behind you or whatever. But again, is that relevant? Because time and distance don't exist within the realms of energy and within the realms of Reiki. Because, you know, a lot of practitioners will use the time distance symbol. You know, so that is to bring everything into the now. So there is a lot of deep, esoteric, philosophical wisdom behind Reiki, behind the modality of Reiki, which a lot of people, when they're not practitioners, or maybe sometimes they are practitioners but they haven't been taught it, it depends on the teacher sometimes, but when they're not practitioners, they don't really kind of they're not openly aware of that. It's when you start to learn Reiki that you become more aware of how deep it actually is, and how much esoteric wisdom is actually within there, that is steeped within thousands of years of evidence from it goes back to ancient China, some of the philosophies with regards to Reiki, and goes back to the Buddha, and how Mikao Usui on his journey wanted to discover how Jesus and the Buddha and other people were able to help and heal other people from their symptoms, from their injuries, from whatever that might be going on. And that's why he went on this deep journey, this deep quest to discover what it was all about, this journey of enlightenment, to find out this healing power that we all have within us. And it is this very essence of us. It's our very spirit, it's our very energy that permeates every cell of our body. And our thoughts, our clarity of mind, everything that we're thinking, everything how we're acting, the emotions that we're carrying, are we hanging on to too much anger and too much worry? Are we not being grateful? Are we not being compassionate to the world? Are we not living our true authentic life, our true authentic self? And all these other things that intermingle in between the spiritual practice and the spiritual messages within the system of Reiki points to so much more than just knowing the person's name, the time they want it, the place they're receiving it. It's much deeper than that. And like I say, for recently with a few clients, I've not had their specific location. I've known of their time zone, or I've known of their country, or whatever it might be. But again, that's been irrelevant. I've not really thought about that. I've just, because they're open, they've set their intention. And also, even what happens is when the date and time and the booking has been made, the connection has been made between the two people, between the practitioner and the recipient. The connection is there already. We all have a connection with every single one of us, but as soon as we start to connect and have that intention of depth, of healing, of wellness, of bringing everything together into the now, it becomes a little bit more, I suppose, powerful and effective in a way, and because you're more consciously aware of it. But there is so much going on in the background. There is so much more that we're not consciously aware of, because we're always thinking too much about, well, why is that happening? Should I be aware of that? What's that I'm feeling? What's that I'm seeing? We're constantly being distracted by different things that may even be taking place during the Reiki session itself. So usually I work, when I'm doing distance work, it's very much like a psychic, empathic, clairvoyant, clairsentient, cognizant sort of connection. But I have to also kind of like keep that on the sideline and be aware of not being distracted by that, and being aware of the healing that's taken place, and only having that when I like really need it, if the client needs to hear it. It's because it's not really about that. It's about the time and space that the person has dedicated themselves to actually facilitate their own healing journey, their own disciplined healing journey, by taking that time every week, every fortnight, every month, whatever it might be, to keep that momentum of healing going. And it's the frequency that really gives it the strength and the power. And we find that a lot within self-healing, within the self-healing practices as well. Within the 21-day clearing cycle, when you've been attuned to Reiki, then you do self-healing for 21 days to go through this clearing cycle, to clean out any of the energetic garbage that you don't need. But you also continue that healing every day beyond that, giving yourself a full healing session, or splitting the healing session out throughout the day for when you can. A lot of my students, I like to teach to give themselves, maybe if they haven't got time, to do 20 minutes on a morning, 20 minutes on a night time, and then they get their Reiki in throughout the day. But yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting subject to talk about, to put on this channel, about, do we really need to know where the person is that the distance Reiki is going to? And it's very much like when you see, when I've done YouTube videos on here, if you look at my Reiki and all things healing playlist, I've got lots of videos on there which are distance healing videos, and they will work. All you need to do is sit down and be open to receive it, because again, there is no time. Just because I made the video a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can still sit down, watch the video and enjoy the healing, and just be open to it. And it's your receptivity, your intention that you're creating to, like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to enjoy this video, I'm going to enjoy this healing, I'm going to be open to this healing, to receive it for my highest good, and this, that and the other, and it will have an effect. You will feel a change, you will feel a lightness. I'm going to link, what I will do, I will link the playlist in the descriptions box below, so go over and check it out, because there's a lot of stuff on there to do with Reiki itself, lots of Reiki videos, but there's also lots of things to do with other healing modalities. There's also Reiki sessions, distance healing sessions. There's a lot of short time-lapse videos of Reiki demonstrations of when I'm doing like little snippets for clients, and with every distance healing session as well, what you get as a client is you will get a time-lapse video like some of the ones that I put on here. You will also receive an oracle card pull, so I always like to pull a couple of cards as well, and it gives you some guidance. It may resonate with where you are in life currently with those cards. It may be something that might come up in the future, and I'll tend to get like intuitive messages with regards to that. I also like to give you like a chakra rundown kind of thing, just to see what came up within your energy system, any things you can use and you can incorporate within everyday life to help develop that energy system, or clear any blocks, or to work on them as well. And I also give you any intuitive messages that I might receive or I might feel during the session as well. So distance Reiki, it's just as powerful as in-person Reiki. In fact, it's probably more powerful, to be fair. But yeah, I think that the only way really of knowing about it is to try it. Try it, give it a go, see what you feel, see what you get from it. Everybody's different. I mean, some of my clients prefer in-person Reiki that I've worked with. Some of them prefer distance Reiki because there's no having to get to me, there's no hassle of transport or this, that and the other, and I can send the Reiki to wherever you are in the world. Like I say, there is no distance, there is no time, there is no distance. There is only now in the realms of energy. It's only our conscious mind and the man-made structures that have been placed around us that have created this concept and these constraints on our very spirit of being locked into a 24-hour day, or this week, or this month, or this place. We are more powerful and more expansive than we give ourselves credit for, and than what basically the system wants us to be or knows to be. We are so powerful, and many of us are becoming aware of that. Many of us are tuning into our sovereignty, into our divine spark, and into our light, and stepping away from the realms of materialism and stepping truly into their 5D reality of where we're moving to. So that is a little bit to do with knowing the location of your distance Reiki client. Do you really need to know the location? Do you really need to know where it's going? For me, no. But if that's something that you work with, if that's something that helps you, then don't stop doing that. So I'm not here to tell you what to do. Do what you feel is right for you. Do what you feel resonates for you. And what I found through my Reiki journey is your practice, the ways you work, will be constantly changing. You'll be constantly evolving. Because if you don't evolve, if you don't change, if you don't try and do different things, you will just become stagnant. and it'll not be as amazing or as fun or as enlightening anymore. It'll just be like, oh, here we go again. It'll just be the same thing. So you will be constantly changing your practice. You'll be constantly evolving how you work, and that's fine. I've done it. Many other Reiki practitioners have done it around the world. And just because you're a Reiki master as well, if you're attuned to Reiki master, doesn't mean that you're a master. It means that you've got a lot of experience. It means that you've done a lot of training, but you're also still learning. You are also still learning. So, we are always evolving. We're always learning. And I think that's, again, is key to being humble and being respectful of where we are, who we are, of the energy, and how much we need to change and evolve with that. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it highlights a few things with regards to distance healing. Again, you might have a different opinion to me. That's fine. We're all allowed our own opinions, our own viewpoints. But that's just something that I'm coming from recently with what I've been, some of the clients that I've been working with, and the feedback that I've got from them, and I didn't know where they were. They got the Reiki. They got exactly what they needed because they were open to receive it. The connection had been made by them booking that healing session. If you want to book a healing session, then do head down below in the descriptions box. I have all my links there, so I have all my social media links on there. I have my website on there, so you can get in touch via the website. You will have to email me via the website to get in touch, to book your Reiki through any of the treatments that I have on there. And then I will give you, either, whatever it is, it'll either be a free consultation to begin with, or I'll give you some dates for the treatment, for the Reiki, and then we'll find a date that works for you and works for me, and then we'll book you in and we'll go from there. So if that's something that that you feel interests you, then feel free to get in touch. But until the next video, I hope this video helps, and we'll see you in the next one. Much love, do take care, and bye for now.